Okay, the last video I talked about power sources in series, or electrical loads or devices that use electrical power in series and parallel. This time I want to talk about power sources in series and parallel. So this is like your batteries, and we're going to decide what the advantages and disadvantages to when we have multiple batteries, wiring them in series or parallel would be. So in series, what that would mean is that we would put our batteries in line with each other. So again, series is meaning one path here. So let's just, for the sake of argument, assume that these are all 3-volt batteries, and we would put them one after the other after the other. Alternatively, again in parallel, means that they're on separate paths. Or instead of being one after the other, they're all kind of on their own circuit, like this. Okay, so what's going to happen here? Well, the main thing that's going to happen if you attach these to a circuit is that these guys are basically going to appear like one 3-volt battery. Alternatively, because when I start at A and I go over here, I go up 3 volts, and then I go up 3 volts again, and then I go up 3 more volts. When I go from A to B, I'm going to have 3 volts plus 3 volts plus 3 volts. This is going to appear as a 9-volt battery. So the main thing that's going to happen here is that the series power sources are going to add together to make a large voltage, where the parallel are not. They're going to serve separately, but instead they're all going to get a third of the current that they normally would have had, because they're all working together to supply the circuit. So here we get one large battery, and here we don't get a large battery, so it's the same small battery. But each one of those small batteries is working 1/3 as hard as it would have been if they didn't all exist. So what are the advantages here? Well, for this one mainly, often we just need a large voltage. We need a large voltage to power our electrical device. The disadvantage is that this is a high power situation, which means we're going to have a relatively short battery life. Also, if battery fails, the circuit will stop working. Alternatively here, our main advantage is that each battery is doing less work, which means they will last longer. Also, if one of these batteries breaks, the other batteries can pick up the slack from that one battery, and the overall circuit shouldn't be that affected. The disadvantage of this, of course, is that we haven't done anything to add our voltages together to get our large power, So we're still dealing with low power. And so, well, we're not providing that much power. So we don't just make decisions about whether to put electrical loads into series and parallel. We also make decisions about how we should wire our batteries. And here are the advantages to each. And here we see the disadvantages to each decision we could make between series and parallel.